same with Lamel. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say too. Get her going. We're gonna get her. We're gonna get her going. Let me get set up. I'm gonna post out to my Instagram. We got one person watching live. What's up? Are you watching? Here we go. We got a social media hit up, fams. Tune this line. We got a social media hit up, fams. Stop. Say hi. Boom. Okay. Sticker. I'm gonna post the link. Link has been pasted. Click done. Boom. I think the angle on this is pretty bad though. So let me see what the angle looks like here. Full screen. You guys can't really see a whole lot. Let me try. Let's try grab this bad boy. You can see a little bit better. How's that? That's pretty good. If I'm tapping, like so. Alright, we're gonna run it. Alright, so let's kick on some jams. Get to banging, dude. Alright, let's do it. We gotta throw our tape down. Alright, 2:30. How long till I can get this done? Let's see. What's up, guys? We're right about to get into this bad boy. There we go. Boom. Ready to rock. Coffee it up. Alright. It's game time. Game time. Make sure the view on this is good. Make sure the view is good on this. Make sure the view on this is good. Make sure the view. We're gonna run it. We're running it. We'll do it live. Let me know if I need a better angle. Experimenting. I think people like the POV better, but I also feel like people like the face better, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want the POV or this angle? I don't know much you should see from this angle. I feel like you guys would like the POV better. So we're gonna try the POV. Let's try this. You tell me. Yeah, you can see so much better. What's for the whoa, I didn't see all these chats. Holy crap, my bad, dude. So many comments all of a sudden. Joey Thompson. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then Zamora, I use standards. I just hit harder than people always ask that. They always like, dude, are those steeps or something? It's like, no, you just hit it. A lot of people too, a big problem they'll run into is just not having deep enough leather, because you'll
kind of bottom out on your stone below. So you have to have like some decently thick leather if you want to um, bevel deep. So they're standard bevelers. They're Berry King, so they're nice. And then you just give it a little bit more sauce, and you'll go decently deep. No secrets. There's never any secrets. And a lot of the times the answer is just what do you call it? The answer is more simple than a lot of people think. Man, I will say this pattern's already getting to me. Like it's sometimes, I swear, some of it's like the certain size bevelers work, and then and then I'm having, god dang, I'm like having a hard time trying to focus and talk. But sometimes it can be super frustrating. Like your pattern, you'll need to switch back and forth between beveler sizes, just like every 2 seconds. Gets a little frustrating, if I can say so. What's up? What's up? Texas Rick James. Okay. I'm gotta lock in, honestly. That's all it is. What do they say? Same shit, different day, man. Same shit, different day. Or same poop, different toilet, dude. One thing that I don't know if I get asked all the time, but I've been asked a few times. I felt like my ears have had to pop, which I don't know if that's an ear infection or I'm getting like a head cold or something, but God damn. Yeah, I've been pushing through. I have lightened up my work schedule recently, weeks. I've been cranking out like 70, 80-hour work weeks for like the past 8 years. And sometimes they're heavier, sometimes they're lighter. You know, sometimes it might be a modest little 60 hour, sometimes it's legit like 80. And I'm very excited for that. However, I kind of have to get through this wave that I'm currently working on to get to that point. Now, partly another bummer is like if I don't kind of slave away now, it will eventually bleed into that slow time, right? Like if by Monday my new schedule should be my new schedule, but I don't get done with this hump in time, then it will bleed into that, and then I'll start my kind of new schedule behind, which will then just continue me straight into really hectic weeks again. So I'm trying to like completely just slave as hard as I can. So maybe this upcoming weekend I can take a breather, which now that I'm thinking about it and talking it through, it's not going to happen. But anyways, what I was saying before is like I've been asked about like how, I don't know if the word was like sloppy, but like if you notice like here in particular, like this pattern, it looks like shit. Like if you really look, I mean, it's not clean at all. But part of it is kind of the point. Like I've been lucky enough to develop my style in a way that isn't robotic, which allows me to kind of move a little bit faster. And also in the way that I design my projects, they're just a little bit more, I don't know what you'd call it, like rustic cut or something. Like I try and work with a lot of textures. So even though it looks a little messy, it is very intentional. Like when we go to finish out that texturing, the quote unquote sloppiness will make a lot more sense. So I always say, you know, especially like when you're doing like an outdoor scene or something that's very like natural, you know, symmetry doesn't happen in nature. Like hardly ever any animal, any plant, anything in nature is like 99.999% never symmetrical. So why would you try and attempt to do this natural looking thing in a symmetrical way? It's going to make it look unnatural. So it's kind of the same concept. Like if you go too clean on certain things, it's just not going to really look right. You know, when you watch Bob Ross, he just kind of goes and he like does his thing, goes, oh, there's a little, you know, a little happy accident, whatever, let's pivot. Now it gives it like some of that character, because it's hard to plan for things to have like character. I'm still taking song requests if anybody wants to pop off on one of those. Right now I'm just kind of shuffling it up. On a little bit of a music funk right now. Old school tattoos. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, brother. I'm not entirely sure how you're trying to put those two things together. A lot of the old school guys just weren't great because of the skills, like, weren't as competitive, but they were really creative. I don't know. Almost every craft is just, any skill really just develops over time, right? Even like sports. The first dude to run a sub 7 mile and then a sub 6, and then what, I think, are we down to sub 4 now? 3:30, 3:58 or something is under 4, or I don't remember, but I think same concept. I think if we're talking about like hard lines and blocking stuff in, what I do is I try and have just like really aggressive. Boom, Stacy, what's good? Miss Stacy, this is my 3rd live stream here on YouTube, and you're the first song request. So, is it consequences? Consequences? Wait, sorry, what was it? Not consequences. No excuses. Jesus Christ, I was so far off. We'll do it. No excuses. Boom. For Stacy. Let's run it. I try and really hard block in. I can't brother to as a hobby. Yeah. There's so many. Let's run it, Stacy. I definitely have heard this before for sure. I couldn't have told you that's what this song was when you said it, but honestly, it's one of the reasons I don't like to teach, because like a lot of people would say I do things very, very wrong. Like very wrong. But the thing is a lot of people, I mean, I could say a lot of other people do stuff wrong. Everybody can say everybody does everything wrong. This isn't art. There's not necessarily like a perfect formula for this. And even on paper, let's say there was a perfect formula for it. Like, there's still going to be like the artistic element of the designs and stuff like that. Like, if somebody just, let's say they had a piece of leather and they just like threw it on the ground and kicked it and scratched it and just basically ruined the piece of leather, right? But if they turn that into something and they can sell it for thousands of dollars, and they can do it over and over and over and over and over and over again, and they make a successful business out of it, who's to say, that process is wrong? So I just like my formula, even with like cooking, right? Like, there's no perfect temperature for what, baking a cake should be. It's not like cakes have to be baked at 350. Sure, there's plenty of cakes that get baked at 375 and use different number of eggs. And that whole kind of deal. So I like my formula. It allows me to work pretty quick. I'm not really like a perfectionist per se. I'm more of just a kind of creative person. I like the creative process more than trying to perfect something. Like I don't chase that dragon. Like there's definitely people who chase the dragon of like trying to be as clean as a machine. For me, the dragon I try and chase is just like, what's the coolest thing I can make? What's the coolest thing I can make? What's the coolest thing I can make? Willie Bob, what's up, buddy? What's up, Willie? What's up, brother? Dude, I'm not even gonna lie, my brother Willie Bob right here. I swear to God, Willie Bob, I know you only know me on YouTube, but YouTube, I have like the smallest following. I think I have like 17K or something. But brother, we have over 330,000 followers across all the platforms we post to. And oh, somebody wants to call me? You're getting rejected. I'm just kidding. If you're I'm streaming. Willie Bob. Do we have 330,000 followers across all of our platforms? And I think about Willie Bob. I'm like, man, this is my boy. He like never misses a post. He always has something nice to say, even when it's not want to say negative, but there was like one where he was like, I can't take this. My old ears can't take this music. I'm like, that's fair with Willie Bob. So sometimes we come off unhinged. Stacy, thank you for the song request. Anybody else here want to drop a song request? I'll be happy to play it. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the Butthole Surfers. I love this song. So I'll play whatever anybody wants, but let me at least get through one chorus of this jam. I don't mind the sun sometimes. Yeah, so man, that got really sidetracked. The whole point of that whole freaking ramble about like hard blocking things and that concept is I like to bevel really deep so everything gets real good solid dimension. Like I try and tool like look at like that depth right there, I try and get like as deep as I can. And then so we'll hard block in those details, and then even the textures really I just love really deep tooling because it just lasts so much longer. Like there's some dudes who are some of the best artists, leather crafting artists, but their stuff is just so shallow that it's like, dude, your tooling is gonna freaking fall out, man. Like, yeah, it's beautiful and you're very talented, but like that tooling's gonna be gone in like a year, 2 years, or it's gonna be like half as deep. So I try and go overly deep so once it does start following out, it's still deep. You know what I mean? So and part of that is because I got my start in the saddle shop, and I got so familiar with so many old just tooled saddles, and saddle tooling is just so much deeper because the thickness of the leather they have to use for a saddle. I mean, you can tool like a quarter of an inch deep, or you can freaking get like half an inch deep. I mean, half an inch is like insane, but I mean, like you can tool as deep as like a centimeter, you know, really get in there. So that's where I got my passion for tooling, was all the days and all the old shitty saddles that I had to clean. I had to sit there with a toothbrush and literally scrub, you know, dirt out of tooling. Like even these really small ass details I'm doing right now. I mean, like, they're not microscopic, but like these little beads are tooled so deep. What's up? Oh, Willie Bob, asking me about my life, dude. Willie Bob's the man. He actually cares about me. Let's do it. Haven't had a time to watch the last live stream. That's all good, man. I am trying to live stream here a little bit more. I had a shop hand, but I had to let him go. So now I'm just trying to like not lose my mind and also keep myself on track, because it can be a little bit tricky, like waking up every day and like trying your max effort, you know, alone in a shed. And it's more than a shed, but you get what I'm saying. Also, I think it's fun. I kind of like live streaming. I like showing people, you know, what I can do, because honestly, I kind of come from nothing. Like this, everything I've learned is I've just had to learn it. Like nobody taught me this at all. You know, like even the stuff I learned in my brother's saddle shop, like was very minimal. Like I didn't really learn how to leather work in my brother's saddle shop. I just got introduced to it there. Because I primarily just clean saddles and, you know, like oiled stuff, and like maybe I would stain stuff, and maybe set a rivet or two. But you know, if I were to quantify it, like on a day-to-day basis, what do I do? What did I learn in my saddle shop? I mean, 2% of it, maybe. You know, everything else I was much more definitely self-taught. And my brother, it was my brother's saddle shop, and he passed away. You know, not to diss the guy. Actually, fuck that. Fuck him. I'm a much better. I don't even want to say craftsman, because craftsman's like such a blanket term, but like my craftsmanship and what I can do and my capabilities are 1,000 times nicer than what he used to do. He was a very talented like repairman who would be able to take really anything apart and build a new piece and then put it all back together, or being able to come up with creative solutions. Like I was one of the craziest jobs we ever did was we had to build this like, I don't even know, body body harness thing for a lady who was paralyzed from the legs down, so she could ride her horse. So it was like this whole upright body harness thing. And that was kind of like where my brother really excelled at. It wasn't in like the making, the more artistic making craftsmanship side of things. I gotta get caught up. Willie Bob, how's the wife? She's good. My wife actually just got done with school. She my wife's a nurse, and she went back for her master's degree. She finished, I guess, like a week ago. Has it been? No, I think it has been. Yeah, like a week ago. I think her last day was last Thursday. She submitted her final assignments, which has definitely lightened up the stress on our house. That is savage. Because she had to do all of her, like, go and get the master's degree. And she already had a bachelor's, so she had to do a 2-year program. So it was all that. But when you're doing like the medical school stuff like that, like you have to put in these clinical hours. So for a year, she was working, uh, for free. She had to put in those like clinical study hours. So she would work for 2-3 days a week, um, go work another 2-3 days a week for no money. And then when she would come home, she would not only have homework, but she would also have to write like reports on those clinical hours and stuff too. So I've been trying to obviously, be as supportive as I can through that. Um, being more, kind of bringing a little bit more of the financial stuff to the table because she's, her hours got cut in half. And then also her home time got, cut into like a fraction of a fraction. So doing a lot of like babysitting and stuff too. Like I had the baby full time 3 days a week while also trying to run the business. And also too, I would have to get the baby up every day and all that kind of stuff. So kind of watched the baby 3.5, 4 days a week ish, on top of, trying to be the financial backbone as well as pick up, dishes and chores around the house and all that kind of stuff. So, I've been losing my damn mind, but, which is partially why, like, I was posting videos pretty regularly, longer form videos, but I just can't do this anymore. Like, it's so much on the plate. So definitely feel better now. You could definitely feel like there's been a 1,000 pounds lifted off of our household since then. And then yes, the baby is absolutely ripping around right now. It's like incredibly tough age. They say like infants are tough because they just like cry and poop, and it's just got to keep them alive. And then there's the terrible twos, but it's like, dude, toddlers are rough, man. Like, dude, I swear to God, all my baby wants to do is like find any pair of scissors that are in the house and like the bottle of Windex and just shit like that. It's like, dude, she's in a constant state of just trying to like get into shit she can. So that's been pretty stressful. Stacy, or is there any craft shows what you would attend to? I don't, with what I do, I don't do like shows or craft shows or anything like that. It works for some people. For me, I just really, I really don't think it's for me. Because honestly, like I'm always just so booked out so far in advance that it doesn't really make sense for me to like, like for me, I might make a belt and a belt might take 10 to 12 hours. So why would I spend 10 to 12 hours making a belt that I maybe can or can't sell, to then book somebody out 9 months in advance? Not 9 months, but right now we're booked full for we have three spots left for October, and we're already booking November. So it's like, it's definitely, I guess, like a good way to find customers and stuff, right? Like, for some people, for me, it's just I would prefer to kind of go the social media way. Because one thing I hate doing is selling. I fucking hate selling. The only job that I had, well, technically it was like 2 jobs. So the only 2 jobs that I had before, like anything leather related was Um, I was a debt collector, which is basically selling people on paying their debts. And then phone sales. We sold shitty tools to people over the phone. And I just hate selling people. Like, if you like my stuff, you like my stuff. If you don't like my stuff, then you don't like my stuff. So I rather just have a surplus of want than a surplus of inventory. And then now it's like, here's this project that you worked on that you can't sell or whatever, you know. And I know I could use shows to sell my stuff, or excuse me, not to sell my stuff, but to like take orders. But it's the same concept, right? Like if my belt takes, you know, 10 hours or something, 12 hours, like, I mean, that's a giant, I mean, that's 10 hours of my life that I have to now figure out how to like carve out of my schedule when we're already booked out till, November. And it just doesn't make sense. And then you have, your booth fees, and then you have your gas and room and board and whatever like that. I did a couple like local kind of craft fair things when in my very, very early days, like first month or two, and it just sucked. It's just like, oh hell no, I'm not doing this. You go to those like craft fairs and people are there, selling trinkets and fucking, $10, tumblers and stuff and keychains and shit like that. Nobody is there to, break off $500-600 for a belt. So I'd rather spend that time, I'd rather spend 10 hours like networking and stuff like that, or spend 10 hours editing video, because the video and like one thing that I think I'm pretty, I guess, good at, or I don't get enough credit for, or I don't know, maybe that's not the right way to approach it or say it, but like one thing I get told a lot by my customers or people who are like first time customers is like how good I have all my stuff cataloged. I don't just post like an Instagram video and go, shoot me a DM and, place your order. Like, I mean, I have like my website you can go to right now, and you can go to my belts page and you can see over like 100 photos, multiple photos, like 4 photos. So you'll be able to see like 200 belts, and each one of those 200 belts will have 4 pictures of each one of those belts. So you can go on the website right now and see basically almost 1,000 pictures of just belts that I've done. You know what I mean? And even the the video, it's obviously me working, but it helps people understand, like, I'm not, I mean, I guess I would obviously, getting $1 million for one belt would be cool, but like, I don't necessarily love charging as much as I do for my stuff, but I just kind of have to, because it's just supply and demand, right? So if my demand is 500 people a year, but I can only supply 300 people a year, how do I decrease my demand? Is by just raising my prices. So 200 of those people either can't afford me or don't want to pay that much. So it's just kind of this constant balancing act, because if I charge, right, like on average right now my belts are about $600. If I offer my belts at 600, or excuse me, if I do my belts at $400, there's just literally no way that I would be able to do my belts fast enough to I wouldn't be able to do the belts fast enough to keep up with the orders coming in, and then my list would just get infinitely long. So I just really like the way that I do it. I know there's some people. I think I'm trying to think of how to say this. Like, I think the kind of craft fairs and stuff like that are the most kind of common approach. So I think I see so many more people struggling / failing going that avenue. But I think it might be just because that's kind of what everybody does. But there are some people who are, can pull it off. But I just don't like the. To me, it seems kind of volatile. Like, you have this time investment, or you go out somewhere for a weekend and not get any sales. I mean, I guess it's the same thing with my videos, right? There's definitely, I'll go like, a week without getting a phone call, but in a day, I can book, 3 weeks worth of work in one day, which has happened before. I've booked a month worth of work in a single day, or maybe not a day, but like a 24-hour stretch. Frosty, I use Barry King standard texture bevelers. I don't do anything special. I just hit it like a man. Somebody was in here asking earlier, like, "Oh, are those steeps?" No, I just hit it like a man. And also too, like, just having a thick enough leather that you can make good impressions. Like, I like to use the thickest leather possible for the project so I can tool as deep as possible. Some of my tooling is deeper than some leather people use. And again, it all comes back to the saddle shop. Like, at my soul, I'm a dirty I'm a dirty street leather shop, a dirty street saddle shop dude. Like, just making ugly ass big heavy duty ugly cowboy stuff. I just kind of happen to get good at the artwork along the way. And big hands, yeah, absolutely. I have pretty large hands for the size guy that I am. I'm really not that big of a guy. Like, people might, I don't know if people think, they see me online and they think I'm like a massive, massive man. Pretty normal sized. I'm obviously just like heavier set. I'm like a 5'9", 5'10", depending on if I got a good night's sleep. But my hands are pretty big. They're just wide. I'm stubby in this way, but you can see I have a pretty small wrist. But I have some bear paws. And this is my second phone, and I can read your guys' comments here. All right, you guys can't see how any more of the sausage is made. All right, anybody else want to drop a song request? Because I'm not gonna lie, kind of over the song. All right, if nobody drops a song request in the next, 3 seconds, we're throwing on just screaming. Let me see. Actually, shout out to my man Ricky Chilton. Ricky Chilton. This is my generation's Wheeler Walker Jr. right here. This is the Circle K song guy. Here, let's check out our progress real quick. So this is a motorcycle seat. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why I like doing this. So I like to bevel kind of everything, block everything in, and then like this chief skull is the most important thing. And in this, the skull face itself is the most important thing. So a lot of people will start here. So they have like, let me make sure the face is good and then I'll do the rest of it. I've always been in the camp of do everything else and then leave yourself with the most pressure filled thing at the end. So you have to deliver, right? Like you kind of cruise and coast through everything else, and at the end you have to lock in. I'm nice and warmed up. My joints feel good. My hand-eye coordination is like running on all cylinders. That's usually what my approach, I guess, on a bigger piece like this. What up? What up? All right. We're just going to run the Circle K song back 7 times if nobody drops a new song request. Let me zoom it in for you guys. Dude, we hit double digits in the stream, dudes. Crazy. This is what the third stream in, I don't know, a week, and we're already hitting the double digits? Crazy. Oh yeah, shout out to, dude, I think this is Zero New Blood. I don't know if this is Zero New Blood. It has to be. I think this is John Rattray, Zero New Blood. I definitely want to say it's John Rattray. So I got this buddy. I used to be much better at this when I was like a teenager, but you know, I'm not so involved with skateboarding as I once was. But man, I used to be able to tell you like a song like this was on this video and so had it was on this guy's part and this guy had the third part in the video. Nowadays I have lost that whatchamacallit. Oh my god, you guys are flooding me. Alright, new club rumors. Stacy. So here's the thing, Stacy. I feel like I'm already down for this. Like, honestly, like if you guys really, I can't put my full music taste on my videos because just my customers and stuff would just get pissed. Oh yeah, I know this dude rumors. Yeah, dude, I had a lowrider. I used to be in a lowrider club, dude. Look, homie. Yeah, dude, this is a banger. Brad Hill. No, I don't ever make keychains. I didn't know that was the name of this band. Started about the jealous people. So Brad Hill, I do make keychains, but they're just like real basic ones with my logo, and I throw them in with every order. But I have a shop minimum, so it doesn't make sense for me to make a $30 keychain. You know, when my average order right now is probably like $700-800. I don't know how accurate that is. I might do some math, but I mean, about $600 or so. Actually, I don't know, man. Sometimes I get crazy orders. Like, I got this dude. I'm looking up at my schedule. You can't really see it. It's right off the screen. My boy Dan. This guy he ordered a rifle case and a rifle case and a matching belt, and it's one of the craziest belts that I've ever had to make, and then the rifle case to match it. So it's gonna absolutely be the craziest rifle case I've ever made as well. And it's like this one guy has me booked for an entire week. Hell yeah! All right, I'll put it louder. See, it depends too. Some of the songs just pick up quite a bit, and some don't. The problem is, Stacy, like, this isn't like a Vikla fucking bike seat. You know what I mean? This is like a straight up. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. This is some straight up born to be wild. I gotta maybe put on some Gladys Knight for Willie Bob. Willie Bob, why don't you drop a song request, dude? I feel like I would know Gladys Knight when I heard her. I just can't think of anything she does off the top of my head. Time to get away. Yeah, I want to say this bike is from the 20s, honestly. I don't remember. I think the guy sent me pictures. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Me and this guy had talked a lot. Like, a lot. And I'm sure I saw a picture of the bike at the beginning, but I haven't. Midnight train to Georgia. All right, Willie Bob. Oh, this is funky as hell. Willie Bob, aren't you from like Ireland or something, buddy? You know, you're not showing your age, man. I'm gonna put on after this. I'm throwing my own song request on. I'm throwing in some straight up like 100-year-old jam. I know it was one of those scrappy ass countries in England somewhere, or Europe, excuse me. Oh, this is a banger, dude. Dude, this is some love-making music right here, Willie Bob. Willie Bob's trying to get me freaking going, man. You kick on some fucking candles right now, dude. Yeah, man, I heard, I've been seeing what's going on over there in the, I don't know the technical term. I don't know if it's technically the European Union, but man, it's, I feel bad for you guys for sure. It's a shame. We're not far behind. Depending how the next couple, we're not gonna go there. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off there. But I see plenty of videos, Willie Bob. It's pretty sad. But I think Wales is a little bit more. Trying to avoid political language here. I think isn't Wales a little bit more proud to be Welsh? I think you guys are a little bit more proud of a people than a lot more of the other countries in Europe. And you know what's fucked up is I've heard plenty of people. I mean, you probably can't even. I don't know the laws, but I know if you say anything, I mean, they'll straight come knocking on your door and throw you in some handcuffs if you say the wrong thing. I know at least in the UK, which I don't know if Wales is technically part of the UK, the United Kingdom, European Union. No, European Union, I think, is something different. I don't know, man. I'm not cultured. Moral of the story, Willie Bob. Great song request, but all right, making progress. All right, here we go. We're going with some Delta Blues. I got you guys. Some bangers, dude. It's Blind Willie McTell right here, son. Here's what we got. Thank you, AP Rustic. she was born to die. Hell yeah. Get after it, bud. Let's do it. Tap it up, bud.
I'm home this morning, bed full of frown. I know about that.
Yeah, I don't only do super big projects. This is probably too loud to talk over. You know, I have to put the phone back. I just wanted to play that banger. But, you know, it's 100-year-old recording, so it's not loud worth a shit. I don't only do massive projects. I just have some massive projects recently. Also, it's tough too, because like if I have 4 wallet projects or 5 wallet projects, like those things are done in 2-3 days, versus like this bike seat's like a 4-dayer. So I guess I definitely do spend most of my time on bigger projects just because they're bigger projects. Maybe I can change the camera angle a little bit. What do you guys think about this? So that way you can kind of see closer. You can see more of it. What do you think about this camera angle versus the last one? I gotta start using terminology. Chat. What do you guys think, chat? This is better, you think? I feel like, yeah, because when you zoom in, you can see kind of more of what's going on. Thank you, everybody who's dropped this song request. We've had some unexpected bangers. Even the Alice in Chains. I notoriously hate grunge, but I did rock with that Alice in Chains. Can't tell the minute or the hour. You got to die. You got to die. Yeah, it's always a difficult, Brad. It's a difficult question to answer. And I never really know what to answer because I've been making stuff. Like, I've been a leather crafter for about 8.5 years. September will be my 9-year anniversary, I guess. I started, my first order was, I got done with my first order September 17th, 2017. But I grew up in my brother's saddle repair shop, so I definitely have like leather crafting experience before then, but it wasn't much. Like working for my brother, I would say about 85% of 85-90% of what I did in my brother's shop was just cleaning saddles. So I wouldn't really call, washing saddles and very, I don't know, very much leather crafting. Oh, I forgot. I used to have to take them apart too. Like if we had my brother had to put a new seat on one, I would have to break a saddle down to the seat, or if you had to put new fleece on it, I have to break it down to the fleece. So I mean, technically that was like leather crafting or being in like the saddlery business, but as for like making stuff, he never taught me how to make anything. Maybe, stamp a couple letter stamps or like a border stamp, but not much. So it's tough. When I want to sound young, I say I've been, doing this for about 9 years, and when I want to sound like a grizzled vet, I say, I grew up and worked for my brother in his saddle shop since high school, and I'm 31 now. So complicated answer, but that's the full of it. Later AP Rustic, if you're already gone, bye. If you're still here, bye. Some of the kids they're looking really nice. Thanks, Willie. Honestly, man, I think something happened recently with my kind of art. Like, can't put my finger on it entirely, but I definitely got better. That's kind of like what happens. I don't know what it is. Right? I've been doing this for so long. Like my first year, you definitely see a lot of progress. It's just kind of like linear progress. But what happens is once you get a couple of years in, you getting better is kind of like harder to do. And then something one day will just click, and then all of a sudden you're just way better. And I don't really know why. I mean, I could compare and contrast and say like, hey, this is why this project is better than that one, and I can point it out, but it's not necessarily like a conscious decision I made on like a day-to-day basis of, here I did X, Y, and Z, and now I've increased my skills by 10% or whatever. I will say, I feel like recently I have been I don't want to say trying harder because that's not the right phrase. I'm trying to think of what to say. I think when you're in that pocket, right? So like, let's say you can go a year and you only get like 1 or 2% better. I think when you're in that time period, you kind of are just like, here, this is what I do. This is what I do. This is the service. This is the quality. This is the coolness of the project. And then when you're like on and you're like on fire, and you're like, oh shit, I'm kind of like cooking. I'm getting better. You put, I guess, maybe a little bit more effort, but I don't. It doesn't feel right to say because I've definitely haven't. It's not like I wasn't trying or something. I will say that I think one thing that I've done recently a little bit different has been it's taken me a long time to get here too, is I realized that my style is kind of so unique that my customers come to me because they like my work in specific. You know, in the beginning couple years, like a lot of the customers I had are just like, hey, I need a belt with some initials, and I don't really care who makes it. I just want, something handmade that's gonna last. Versus now, it's like, hey, I'm gonna spend, almost a freaking $1,000 on a belt and a wallet. I really want you to make it. Once I kind of leaned into that more, um, and like really accepted that my customers, and that sounds really stupid, but like my customers actually care that I do the work. I've been, I don't want to say like hijacking their orders, but like putting my input in and trying to convince people to change things a lot more. Before I just would be like, yeah, I can do that. I'll do what you want me to do. Now it's like, well, hey, if you want something that looks like I did it, like some of the sick shit you see on my social media, then you have to like trust me on a couple of these decisions because I'm gonna, your idea isn't as good as it could be. So if you want me to, work my magic, you got to let me work my magic. Which has kind of allowed, things to work out a little bit better. And I think that might be the kind of secret and where my improvements have been coming from. Because I don't necessarily feel like I've gotten better. My projects have just gotten cooler, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't think my skill has gone up in terms of the leather crafting, but, when you commit your whole like life to something like this, there's a lot of different kind of skill sets that go into it, right? Like, even if it's something as simple as like learning how to take better pictures or learning how to edit your videos a certain way or, different stain techniques. Like, there's so many different little aspects that you can be in a constant state of improving. And I guess the thing that has improved is my relationship between me and my customers when it comes to like the design process. Cause like Willie, like that case that I posted the other day, that long form video. I mean, that thing, I did that thing in, I'm not even gonna lie, in like September, or maybe not September, but it was like before Christmas. It might have been October, November, or something like that. Um, I just, not only did I sit on the video, then I had to edit the video, which took a couple weeks, and then once the video was done, I had to sit on it even farther. So I'm always posting, like the stuff I post is always from months ago. I never post unless it's something really raw like this, unless it's like a shot of me working without the finished project and it's like a single clip, or it's like, hey, here's like this really cool thing that I just got done tooling, and it's not a finished project, that I might take straight from my phone and put it straight on social media. But like whenever it's like a put together video, um then it's always like at a minimum 1 month old. Anyways, here's what I got so far, you guys. It's looking pretty all right. If I do say so myself. This is one of those projects I call just, playing the greatest hits. We're not reinventing the wheel here. Good old fashioned cheap skull piece. And Zamora, like, 100%, but I'm trying to think of how to say this as well. Like, it's such a nuanced conversation. honestly. Like, you're 100% right, but I think it's just like a little bit more complicated than that, because in the beginning, like when you're a really early crafter, um you look at it like, well, everybody's like, people are buying my art, and you're like, this is hardly art. It's not really art when you're like using some other guy's patterns and making something. But when you're spending so much time on it, it feels like it's your art. So what happens is, if you are good and you want to develop as a human, and you want to develop as a craftsman, and you want to try and actually master this thing, it's like you have this really big ego in the beginning, and then over time it will break down. So in the beginning I was like, yeah, this is my art, but it sucked. And then there becomes a point where you realize, hey, these people just kind of like want me to slap their initials on a belt, and it doesn't matter if I do it or the guy down the street does it or some other random person does it, right? And a lot of people get stuck in that phase where they just become like average leather workers, where most leather workers live in that realm of like just being a normal leather worker with normal customers of normal leather workers, if that makes like any kind of sense, right? It's like getting tattoos. Like, I could pick up like cool artwork off the internet and take it to a tattoo artist and be like, hey, can you just do this? Versus the greatest like tattooers on the planet are like people who literally fly across the globe or drive 5 hours to go to this very one specific person because they draw one very specific way. And in leather crafting, that is a lot less common. And it's like, I realized that a while ago, like that like my customers, because my style is so unique, people really liked it, but I was still in the old mindset of like, I still really want to do what you want to do. Whereas now the way I look at it is like, look, man, you are spending so much money on this, and you are choosing to come to me, so I want to give you the best result. And if I know you're willing to spend a lot of money and I know you want me to do it, then the best way to serve you is to actually like take your list of 10 things and whittle it down to the smallest number of things I can, and then work my magic to the fullest of my ability on the smallest amount of things that are there, if that makes sense as well. Like this guy, he could have wanted, a chief skull and a bull skull and a fucking horseshoe and some sunflowers and his initials. And I could have gave him exactly what he wanted, but I'm like, dude, I can give you exactly what you want and you can be happy with it, or you can get the experience of what my shop provides, which is me to go as crazy as I can. And in order for me to go as crazy as I can, I need to be able to do one thing incredibly well instead of giving you your list of 10 things. And I always tell, there's the thing on the phone, right? When I'm talking to people and people placing orders, there's different kind of like little mini conversations that we have. And one of the little mini conversations that I have with people all the time is, I say, in front of you, I need you to picture a scale. It's one of those old timey scales where when you put something on one side, it lifts the other side up. And you put something on the other side, it lifts the other side up, right? Can you imagine one of those scales? Cool. So on the left side is all of your wants and all of your wishes and all your sentimental value stuff, right? And on the other side is just the coolest possible outcome. And unfortunately, those things 99% of the time are always at odds with each other, right? Like how and like the thing that you as the customer have to decide is how much weight you're gonna give to each one of these bullet points here on the left. You know, I might get a guy who comes to me and says, hey man, I want a tutu for my daughter, I want a football for my son, I want an airplane because my wife is a flight attendant. I want a guy riding a dirt bike from my brother. I want a cowboy because my grandpa used to be a cowboy. And now you have this list of 5 things that make absolutely no sense. There's absolutely 0% chance that I'm going to be able to make this not only make sense but also look good, right? But for you as a customer, those things might mean so much to you that regardless of how kind of like cool it looks or good it looks, you might be the most ecstatic customer I have all year long, right? So, anyways, Willie Bob, no problem, brother. Catch you in the next one. anyways, so that's when my customers kind of like gotta figure out what it is that they actually want, and then that allows me to really open up. And they might go, you know what, I really just kind of want a super cool thing, and maybe I am trying to, do too many things all at once. And I think in trying to create that balance is where a lot of my really cool kind of ideas have come from recently. I know now that Willie Bob just freaking left, I come into the conclusion of this whole conversation. But I think that's where a lot of the magic is happening right now, and the way that I am very intentional kind of with the design process. Whereas before, I might have just, because that same guy, right? That same guy with the tutu and the airplane and the football, like that guy will respond in one of two ways. He'll either say like, "Hey man, I totally get what you're saying. I just want something really special," and I tell him, "Cool. Then I just want to let you know that I'm gonna do my absolute best, but I can't get all this stuff to look good together." And he goes, "That's fine. I care more about the sentimental." Or that guy might come back and say, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want any of that stuff on there. I don't want any of that stuff on there. Just give me give me some cowboy skeletons or some sexy ladies or whatever. And then we come up with something also equally cool and badass. Or, maybe he's like, we completely changed the idea. So I'm just kind of rambling now. Trying to ramble, work, think, and get deep and talk, which I'm not. As much as I like to yap, I'm not a very good at talking. Kind of a little bit illiterate. But hell yeah, Brad. Nice to see you around, man. I haven't seen your name pop up before. I don't know, it's the first time you're here, or like normally names look familiar. I'm like, hey, this guy looks familiar. He's either left a comment or left a like or something like that. Hell yeah, Brad. Alright, I gotta mix it up on the tunes real quick. Does anybody got any song requests while I'm in here working on the music? Dude, there's this fly in here. I swear to God, he's got it out for me. I'm gonna start he's making me go straight insane. This fly is gonna make me start peeping through my blinds. Oh, that was a big one right there. That was a boo-boo right there, folks. Any good craftsman will tell you it's not about how good you are, but how good you are at hiding your mistakes. Happy accidents, folks. Happy accidents. I'm gonna kill you. Think I'm gonna kill you. Your side. I'm gonna switch up. I love how like there's like that meme going around where it's like me trying to balance my two. Never mind. Actually, I don't want to go there because I'm gonna sound like a douchebag. All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna sound like a douchebag. It's me balancing my two personalities, and it's like George Strait, and then like some Blink 182. You know, like dude, that's like the most pop music shit ever. It's being like changing my two personalities and like listening to the fucking. I don't know. Freaking. I don't know. Yeah, these streams they get a. We're just running the shuffle, you guys. So somebody throw in a song request, or we're gonna listen to this straight fucking Gate Creeper or whatever this is. I'm not gonna subject you guys to the Gate Creeper. Is this Gate Creeper? Job for a cowboy. Yeah, for sure, Stacy. Nice to have you. I can't believe you've been here. I thought you were took off a while ago. Deuces. We'll be back with another cool project. Real-time feedback, though. Gotta be less of a contrarian. Galaxy brain. It's giving not good vibes. We're gonna keep good vibes going. So we're gonna try to rock this fucking gourd banjo and have a good time. Oh yeah. See y'all. What type of tool are these? Are you, the brand or like the style? So this is just like a. I don't know if it's I don't know what these are called. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Mule foot? Not mule foot. What the hell am I saying? I'm drawing a blank. It's basically the alternative to a pear shaper. right? Like if you have a pear, this one's giant, but this is a pear shader. I just use this instead. This is a massive pear shader, but I use them in the same kind of context. But everything I use is Barry King's. The only thing that I use that's not Barry King's is my backgrounders, which I just use the little straight up the cheap ass $7 Tandy ones, the craft tools. I have the expensive Barry King backgrounders. I mean, backgrounders are like $45 a pop, and I have like a set of 4 of them. I just like the teardrop Tandy ones better. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I do know why. It's just I like how they background better. What up, Warren? Thanks, man. This is only so I've tried a couple lives. If I go live, I normally go live on TikTok, but I don't know what it is about TikTok, but I swear to God, the people there are just like the lowest common denominator of people. So I decided if I'm gonna I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, but anyways, I've been streaming on YouTube. This past couple, this past like week or two, this is like my 3rd live, so I don't really go live often, but it's definitely something I'm gonna try and do more. I kind of like it. Honestly, it helps keep me kind of honest and on track. And it also helps, right? Like I'm gonna get exposure, it'll keep me a little bit sane, even though I'm not necessarily talking to people. It makes me feel like I'm talking to people. So, and that's, I mean, one of the hardest parts of the job, honestly, is just, like, dude, being in a freaking room by yourself for 10-hour stretches working on the same thing. So, yeah, man. Cheers for this one and plenty more in the future. Honestly, part of what it is as well is that I've been trying to take YouTube a little bit more serious. YouTube's my smallest platform by like quite a margin. I think I have 17K or something like that on YouTube, but we're up to like 330 on all the other platforms. But man, just the long form videos are just tough. Like this is my job, right? And most of the guys on YouTube, what happens is like they start by making the YouTube video about the thing, and then the thing becomes their job. So I'm kind of the complete opposite, especially even with like social media. Like, yeah. So this is my primary tactic. I've been really busy in my personal life to be like filming and editing, 20-minute videos. After putting in 10, 12-hour work days, like I'm gonna fucking, while I lay in bed with my wife, like chop up a YouTube video for an hour every day for the next 5 days straight. Like it's just it's tough. And then also to having to like the camera, all the camera prep and setup and lighting and stuff for like a long form video like that is just, it's so much work that I can't really commit to right now. So we're gonna just rock with like the live stream. It can be a little bit more low budget, you know, it's more live, it's more raw. Hell yeah, Warren. I'm my TikTok's catching up. I want to say I'm up to like 75K or 72K on TikTok. My fucking Facebook, dude. I don't know how it happened. Back in the day, it just my Instagram and my Facebook were pretty much the same. And then I don't know what the hell happened. My Facebook just took off. Like we're I want to say I'm up to 160 on my Facebook, but they honestly all get the same. They get all the same videos. What I do is I actually make my content for Instagram and then just auto share it to the Facebook and then just copy paste the caption to TikTok. Because TikTok, the content there, like the stuff that does really well, is just different. Right? Every platform has its own subtleties. And I think because I'm a user of Instagram the most, I just like the format, and you know, it just feels more natural to kind of operate there. And I'm a big YouTube guy as well. Like, I mean, you figure if I'm in a room by myself for 10 hours, like all I have is fucking music and like listening to YouTube videos in the background and like audiobooks and stuff. So I do be enjoying quite a bit of YouTube. Dude, people forget, man. Freddie Dredd was the man in 2022. It's so weird when you said 2022 instead of 2022. People forget, man. Freddie Dredd was on top of the world in 2022. Damn. I've been so locked in. I'm still working on my coffee. I had to slam it. It's getting late. It's too late for coffee this late in the afternoon, man. That's growth. Damn, dude, Freddie Dredd. We're just throwing some textures now. I'm still also trying to figure out how to film because it's a tricky battle between like filming close enough that you see the details, but then also if you film too close, then you have to be in a constant state of trying to like readjust to get the right your hands in the shot. and then you also can't really see the rest of the project. So we're working on it. We're working on it, dude. I think we are gonna start running backgrounder though. Dude, F it. We're going for it, dude. We're going for it. The backgrounding step is tough because it's one of the most boring steps of the process, I think, but also one of the most like important parts. Like I think the backgrounder really brings the tooling to life because that's what sets everything on brings everything forward. It sets all your tooling onto a background. And Brad, yeah, so exactly. It's flattening out all the negative spaces, and this is what's gonna like really pop and bring dimension into the tooling, especially once it goes to get stained. So I'm zoomed in. So like look at the difference between the chief right here versus right here. Now this gives it context to where the chief is now sitting on top of another layer, if that makes sense. Versus this is all, I mean, this kind of looks like it, but you can really see what it does for the tooling there. This could be like satisfying, maybe, I don't know. It's one of the more boring. I bet you if I zoomed in, it would be a little bit more interesting. Let's try it. Here we go, you guys. Boom. Yeah. God, see what I'm saying? It's so hard to find the right shot. They're so zoomed in. Breaking backgrounders. Yeah, Warren, I don't know if you were there and came back, but I actually prefer the Tandy ones. I have a full set of Barry King ones. Number one, I hate bar grounders, the ones with the little dots like the cedars. I just, for whatever reason, I just can't stand them. All right, people. I know I was muted, okay? Jeez. I do things outside of YouTube as well. Yeah, I was on a phone call. So, I forgot what the hell I was talking about before that, but oh, backgrounders. I just like the Tandy ones better. I mean, I have a full set of the Berry Kings. They're freaking $45 a whack. About all 4 sizes, so $200 into Berry King backgrounders, and I just prefer the shitty Tandy ones. I just like the way it mats down better, and I also like the hard edge. I don't like the roundedness. I don't like the roundedness of the Berry Kings. Now, I do every once in a while use the bigger backgrounder for like building depth and dimension. Like, okay, yeah, like I don't like how they're rounded, but I do like using. I'm so zoomed in. I do use this big guy, so how I might use this big guy is like, let's say I have like some layering going right here, right? Like this feather is coming up and over this vine. I might take this backgrounder and run him like that, and I won't hit him very hard, just enough to leave that little bit of texture. So when I go to, run some antique on it, that's going to create even more shadowing. So I don't do that on every piece all the time, but I do like it for that application quite a bit. I think also too, like, I mean, I could sit here, like, I can use this shitty too. Like, I don't understand. So I think people struggle with this tool a lot, and they just don't figure out the right technique. So I'm going to do this piece right here, and I'm going to do this piece right here because it's bigger. So I'm going to do it shitty first. So I can sit here and just do this. Right? And then it just looks like you just turn it into kind of ground beef, and it doesn't really go down very much. Let me zoom out a tiny bit. Like, that doesn't look good. So, Jesus Christ, I just lost it. Okay, so that's how most people do it, and then they say they don't like it. So let me tidy this all up. Also, too, if you smash too close to, if you do too many smashes too close, it'll like pop up and it'll go like this, and then you smash it down, and then it'll pop these up, and then you smash this down, and it'll pop these up, and smash this and pop up. My fingers look crazy, all zoomed in and gross. Sorry. But this is how I like to use it. So I'll take my point, get down in the corner, and then I'll hit it really hard with big spacing. So the initial pass will look ugly, but it's nice and bottomed out. Then I'll come back a little bit lighter and then kind of mat everything else down. Boom. Perfect. You know I know your school's out, that's why you're driving here. Good job. This will be a great one right here. Let me try and... It's a lot easier to see when you have a big run, like right here. This is a perfect example. Perfect demonstration. So I'll come in here, I'm hitting it hard. So I'm bottoming it out down to the corner, bottoming it out again. If I stop there, this tool sucks. But if you see, I have all my tools going in the same stamps, all in the same direction. So then I'll come back and run them in kind of the complete opposite and go much lighter and get rid of that texture. And when I go light, it'll push everything down because it's already bottomed out. And this is basically just smoothing it out. So the first smashes are to get your depth. And then to smooth it out. Well, there you go, Warren. Yo, chat, can we get a couple likes in here, dude? I was just telling my wife, I was like, this dude, we hit two digit freaking viewership earlier today. Can we hit two digit likes? Oh shit, let's go. Thank you. We're having good growth on the live already, you guys. I'm also kind of getting better as well at this and the angles and not being just incredibly negative for no reason. I'm glad my TikTok lives are not archived because those are a train wreck. Yeah, and it's like it seems like it takes a long time, but it's really not. It takes maybe 20% longer. Like, I mean, I can do a single pass with this tool, but you just end up kind of fighting yourself. And it also depends, like this, and that tiny little piece, like I'm not double passing that. There's no point. Or like this, just boom, boom, tiny little piece. I mean, boom, there you go. Now I'll try and single pass this triangle. I don't even know if I can. I have to like double pass it in a single pass, if that makes any sense. I mean, yeah, but then you can start seeing like, you can see where it doubles up like that versus being a completely kind of randomized pattern like over here. So, and even with your Barry King bevelers, like you should still kind of be using the same technique. The only backgrounders that need the one pass is the bar grounders, the ones that have the little dots. And I just hate how they look. It's so easy to see when the stamps are like repeating. Like I don't, you know what I mean? You could see like, oh, this is stamp here. Like ideally you don't want to be able to see a pattern in your backgrounder. Your backgrounder should just be like nondescript shadow, you know? This is such a banger, dude. I fucking love these guys. I ain't even gonna lie, chat. My eyes are getting freaking heavy, man. I've been up since 5. I got glue poisoning. I babysitted for 3 hours. Carved this thing. I finished a couple welding arm pads. I finished up a rifle buttstock. Yeah, I hate the bar grounders so much. And part of it too is probably just because I didn't take the time to learn how to. Well, no, I did take time how to learn the bar grounders. I just still don't like them. Like, just simply due to the nature of the bar grounder, it is always going to have that kind of texturing. You know, no matter what, it's 4 dots in a row. So no matter how good you blend it, it's gonna have that visible. Also, too, like that, like this right here, this is like I'm hiding some ugly. Like, your bar grounder could never. I will say though, people who use the bar grounder usually are lightning fast with it. Lightning fast with it. Operator. Dude, Woodstock is calling me. Sheesh. I will have to answer that later. I'm not taking phone calls today. So I gotta do something with this. This little triangle's killing me. Because if I background this whole thing, then this vine and this leaf, like, is gonna come from nowhere. Can you carve out the leather? Like woodworking? No. No, you probably could, but it would be a really shitty medium for that. You don't remove material with leatherworking. Leatherworking is like molding. You absolutely could, but yeah, you don't want to. Actually, all right. I think my floral. Actually, I will say it's a little distracting being online and trying to talk and do demonstrations and stuff. So I'm a little out of my element, but I just have to double check my work. Alright, so we're gonna move on to these feathers. Operator. So now I need to bring my spotlight to the other side. Ooh. What does this one do? Wide angle lens. Oh, that probably hurts you guys' eyes. I had a couple people call for orders, which is awesome, which means I'm popping off on the web right now. The video I posted today, man, that freaking rifle case was so fun. Even like the way I do my feathers is just a little bit different than other people as well. Like I try and go bold will hold method. Like I want to do these. A lot of people would not be thrilled with the deep cuts, but the thing is like if I just do light scratches for these feathers, um, they'll fall out. You know, light scratches will fall out. These carves will never fall out. Also, too, just a friendly reminder if anybody wants to drop a song request, I just have it shuffling my liked songs on Spotify right now. So right, I mean that doesn't look super awesome, but I'm not done. So I'll carve them, and then I'll come in. I have to figure out how to. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Fucking ass to the moon. I know you guys probably don't want to listen to DJ Quick. What about? Oh, you know what we're doing, dude? Oh, I can't listen to YouTube because have the chat there. Damn it. Dude, the Weezer Into the Freaking Shocking Blue. Oh, duh. This isn't my normal scratcher. That's why. Like, this feels off. in my car. Honestly, I think I'm gonna finish this feather, and I'll leave the stream going, but I need to take a step away. You know how like you get highway hypnosis? Right when you drive for too long, you kind of get a little delirious, and you start going cross-eyed. I'm getting a little bit of that right now, so I just need to get up and go pee. Maybe yeah, grab something to drink. All right, later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. You guys know I do Western.
symmetrical, but you can kind of play around with